Welcome to the Building Up Women in Property podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca Bangura, and I'm thrilled to have you here with me today. This podcast is for ambitious women who work in property and construction, who want to learn how to have a career they love on their terms. Join me every week where I'll leave you excited and confident to take your next steps. Thanks for being here with me. Now let's get started. Hello, it is great to have you here. Thank you for making the time to spend with me and to actively invest in your own career and your development, because this is what it takes to create a career that you love. And today we are talking about how to get recognised at work, because there is nothing worse than showing up to work, doing a great job, creating outstanding results, and then not being recognised for it. It can send us into feeling unvalued and unappreciated, and it can take a lot of the fun out of work. So today I want to take you through 7 tips for how to get recognised and rewarded at work. And the good news is that a lot of these things are tweaks. There are slight adjustments to what you are probably already doing, but they can make a huge difference in terms of how you're perceived and how you're acknowledged and rewarded. So take the time to go through this list, and as we do, I want you to keep in mind the best way to get acknowledged for good work is to do good work and be awesome at what you do. So we want to make sure that you keep showing up every day as the best version of you, because you're awesome. Okay, number 1, choose your energy and your mindset. Now, if you've been here for a few episodes, you will know that everything comes down to mindset. And it's so important because our mindset shifts our energy, and there is nothing more contagious than energy. So make that conscious choice every moment of every day to show up with positive energy and a positive mindset. And this can actually be really difficult to do, especially when you do feel undervalued. But it's like any habit. You have to commit to it. You have to put the practice in and really master the art. And once you do master it, people will be drawn to you. They will naturally gravitate to you. And with that will come recognition for your contribution, and you'll feel people reciprocating your own positivity. Think about it. How can you create rituals or practices that will keep you focused and in that positive mindset? It could be meditating, it could be yoga, it could be breath work. It might be a motivational book that you keep on your desk for when you need a little pick-me-up. Or one that I like is having a hairband around your wrist that you snap to reset your thought each time you feel negativity creeping in. So whatever it is for you, just make that decision to show up with a positive mindset and with positive energy in every situation. And also I want you to think about how you can eliminate situations where you are drawn into negative energy and office politics. This might mean forgoing after-work drinks with those toxic co-workers, or explaining to people that you no longer want to engage in certain conversations. Because here's the thing is, you can't control how other people show up. You can only control how you do. And so you need to find the silver lining in every situation and really take ownership of your energy and your mindset. Now, number 2 is share your ambitions. Gosh, people get stuck on this one, okay? But the thing is, people are not mind readers. So make sure that you tell people what you're working towards. And once you start to share your goals with people, you'll find that opportunities start to open up. It's like people and the universe, they all come together to start opening doors for you. But in order for that to happen, you need to be clear on what you want. So take the time, work through your career master plan, understand where you want to be in 10 years, and then in 5 years, and then in 12 or 18 months. And start to put in place strategies to make that a reality. Think through, how will I bridge the gap from where I am right now to where I want to be? And review those goals with your manager. Seek their advice on how to make it a reality. And keep a really open mind in this discussion, because you often don't know all the opportunities that exist. And by opening the conversation, you can set off a chain of events that will lead you to where you want to go. Now, number 3 is to ask for feedback and to continuously improve. And in order to do this, we need to actually open up the communication channels by asking for that feedback. And the results may include glowing support and appreciation, but it may also provide constructive criticism. you may not be performing as well as you think you are. And you really need to be open to that feedback and to see everything as an opportunity to constantly improve and to increase your value to your customers and to your organization. So don't worry if it isn't all a glowing report. Just really be committed to taking the actions to improve and make the feedback loop part of your ongoing activity instead of just waiting for review time. Get into action, take ownership of this, and keep getting better. A good way to approach this is to pick 5 people you work with in different capacities. So maybe your manager or colleagues or customers, and send an email or have a conversation with them and ask them these questions. What is working well? Is there anything that isn't working so well, and why? And what would you like to see improve? Set up a spreadsheet or a document and compile this feedback. Look for common themes. Look at anything that's a possible area of improvement and start to brainstorm solutions or a way to improve that experience. Think about what the quick wins are. What are those changes that you could implement straight away? And then ask for further feedback, right? Did it help improve the experience? And continuously track this information and make the changes as you go. Now, don't get stuck in trying to get it perfect. Just get into action. Use the resources you have to hand, make changes, and keep tweaking and keep seeking feedback, because that feedback you have is invaluable. And you can then share that with your manager and your team, and you can actually really demonstrate the changes that you've made and the outcomes that it has produced. And for bigger things, you can actually table ideas that could make further improvements and ask for other people's input and endorsement where you need to. But really take the bull by the horns here and make the commitment to make the most outstanding experience you can for the people that you serve. I hope you've been enjoying the episode. I wanted to take a moment to let you know about my free Career Confidence Masterclass. This is for ambitious career-orientated women who are ready to stop playing small and to confidently create a career you love. Head over to my website, beautifuldisruptions.com, for more info. Now let's get back to the episode. Okay, number 4 is be intentional. Set clear intentions for yourself at work so that you are focusing on the important things that align with your job and your key objectives and your goals. It really goes back to this planning step and that honest reflection. And it really helps to remember that less is usually better. So review your to-do list and identify what are the key tasks that, if completed, will make everything else easier. This should be your number 1 priority. And think about what is the busy work, the stuff that keeps your wheels spinning but isn't actually important, and simply remove it from your list. So every day before you finish work, I want you to set aside 5 minutes and really get clear on what your top priority is for tomorrow. And I say priority because really you want one big thing, but you might have a couple, right? Certainly no more than 3. Do that work, write it somewhere really visible so it is front of mind for you as soon as you start working in the morning. Okay, number 5 is to recognize others. Make a conscious effort to regularly recognize the work that those around you are doing. And then take the time to acknowledge it through formal and informal channels. By leading the process of recognition, you are affirming the organizational culture and the team culture that you value, and you are generating that positive energy and goodwill within the team. So think about all the people that you interact with within your organization and ask yourself, who makes life easier, better, happier for their customers? And so I want you to go away, and your action from this is to really understand your formal recognition process that you have within your organization and actually recognize a colleague within the next week. Another one to do is just send a short thank you note. It can simply be an email to someone who has made your job easier or provided you with assistance. Don't overcomplicate this. It really can just be a 2-line email saying thank you and why. But make sure you prioritize recognizing others if you want to get recognized as well. Okay, number 6, network. Now, we want to devote time to network, both within your organization and outside of it. Right? Personal connections are often best made in person, but you can also use online platforms, and you can definitely use online platforms to stay in touch. So identify an opportunity to network with other parts of the business. And it might be social nights. It could be part of a training opportunity or a function. But diarize it and show up. Be energized, right? Be on your A game. Use this as an opportunity to really engage and create meaningful connections with people you work with, either directly or indirectly. Because again, you never know what opportunities can come from it, both for you and for them. These are about mutually beneficial relationships. And when this is done well, these relationships will serve you for your entire career. So take the time. And also think about organizations outside of work that you can get involved in. It might be industry specific, or it might be based on a shared common interest. But identify the opportunities to get involved and register, actually make the commitment and show up. So number 7 is accepting praise. And most women do this terribly. But I want you to really learn how to embrace it when praise is given, how to accept it graciously and unapologetically. You deserve the recognition. So take it. Don't deflect. Because when someone gives you a compliment or acknowledges your work and you deflect it, they're less likely to give you that acknowledgement again because you brushed it off the first time. So every acknowledgement you get, own it. Do not shy away from it or make excuses or attribute it to others. I want you to own it. And while you're at it, I want you to create an achievements log. And this is where you can track all the wins that you have and each time you get praise. And this is really good to have on hand whenever you need a morale boost, if you're feeling a little bit low, just to go back and see what outcomes you've achieved in the past and how that's impacted people. It's also great for ideas on how to improve further. And it can also be evidence that you can use as part of your interview process with prospective clients and employees. So really get committed to this process of tracking and embracing what you have achieved. Okay, they are my 7 tips for you. I hope they are useful. And again, I want you to think about how do these apply to me and the work I do, and take them away and start to implement this stuff straight away. And if you'd like to get your hands on the cheat sheet that covers all the tips for how to get recognized at work, I will include a link in the show notes. Okay, my friend, you've got this. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me on the Building Up Women in Property podcast. If you're listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, I'd love for you to take a moment and review the show if you found it helpful, or share it with a few friends. Thanks again, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.